Thank you. And now, I would like to welcome His Excellency, Dr. Mustafa Al-Madhouli, Prime Minister of Egypt, for his remarks. Please, Your Excellency.
Excellencies, distinguished participants, it is with great pleasure that I welcome you all today in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt's first green city, marking the stepping stone of our national efforts dedicated to the transition towards the green economy. The gathering of ministers, heads of international and regional financial institutions, and leaders of private sector enterprises today in the Finance Day on the sideline of COP27 is an evidence of the interdependency between fiscal policies and climate change issues that are affecting the resources of states, especially developing one, and consequently the level of financial resources availability to governments, which became a decisive factor for supporting climate change efforts on both levels, mitigation and adaptation. The solidarity among all stakeholders has become an irreplaceable option, as cooperation among governments, civil society, UN agencies, international and regional financial institutions is an integrated and harmonized path, is the shortest and least costly route to the success of efforts to confront climate change. As such, Finance Day has gained a remarkable significance as one of the parallel events to the conference of the parties. Egypt, as a president of the conference, was keen to provide the necessary momentum for today's meetings through an intensive program that includes discussion of various topics related to creative financing initiatives, encouraging private sector to transform into a green economy, achieving just transition that recognizes the social and economic dimensions, assuring that development efforts prioritize human well-being, which is the goal of all the governments across the globe. We also recognize that these efforts should not add more burdens on the citizens, especially in the developing countries, who bear no blame for the catastrophes caused by the climate change. As such, we hope that our partners in the developed countries fully comprehend the necessity to fulfill their previous commitment in this regard. Ladies and gentlemen, our world is witnessing unprecedented series of global crises with manifold effect. Since 2019, humanity faced the outbreak of the COVID-19, followed by the economic shock due to the Ukrainian crisis and the increase in the prices of food and energy, and the consequent rise of inflation rates, which led to a noticeable slowdown in the global economic growth and adding to humanity's problems. Therefore, finding a way out of this situation requires global solidarity that puts the interests of humanity above any other considerations. From these points, the success of your discussions today relies on your collective ability to introduce serious, effective, and doable initiatives. Therefore, as such, the Egyptian Ministry of Finance cooperated with partners to draft 2 initiatives to be discussed today related to facilitating debt swap for climate change and reducing the cost of green borrowing in line with the Paris Agreement and Glasgow outcomes. Specifically concerning financing adaptation, that we hope to be translated into serious commitment along with other ideas that might be introduced by the participants to positively affect and help provide additional resources to developing countries, especially African ones, that Egypt is hosting the conference on their behalf. Distinguished participants, it is quite obvious that the economic future of our planet is at serious risk if we cannot ensure that all economies react harmonically against the constant change we're witnessing in our climate. It is estimated that around 4% of global annual economic output could be lost by 2050, with lower income and lower middle income countries more likely to be facing these losses. Significant financial resources are needed to reduce the impacts of the changing climate on our planet. This figure could further expand if we do not act and implement the necessary measures and policies to mitigate against the climate crisis. Despite these facts, the effort done across the years from pledges and promises, as well as frameworks and mechanisms, have not been adequate, both quantitatively and qualitatively, with pledges falling short from realization at times where economies need to have better and easier access to financing necessary to mitigate and adapt against the climate crisis our world is facing. African countries, in particular, are facing tremendous challenges in that area, especially with the ongoing economic crisis in the background. Higher interest rates and limited access to international debt markets make a difficult combination for African countries to rely the necessary funding to safeguard their environment and protect their economies from the danger of climate change. Our dear guests, finance is a cornerstone, as all my distinguished guests here on the panel mentioned. Finance is a cornerstone to fulfill the national commitments towards transition into green economy. As such, the current global economic crisis and the challenges it poses are key points you should discuss and find solution for, including the necessity to achieve a balance between adaptation and mitigation. Yesterday, I was honored to witness the launch of Egypt platform in Wafi, Nexus for Water, Food and Energy, which I believe it's a very good vehicle for, that combine all projects in a very detailed manner that will contribute to realize Egypt NDCs, achieve or contribute to sustainability and achieve Egypt 2030 visions, and also will contribute, of course, to improve the climate change. I would really invite other countries, specifically our African brothers, to do similar to these kind of initiatives, because it's going to be a testimony of how serious our international partners are committed to fulfill their promises in that respect. Finally, since Kristalina has mentioned that the global economy now it's not that good and it is dark and the weather here is very nice, so I would really invite you at least to enjoy the weather here in Sharm el-Sheikh. Thank you very much.